Hello friends and welcome back to the channel. I am Cher. So I previously did a video where we talked about what are some of the best of beauty advent calendars for 2024 according to some of the experts out there in beauty who have already curated some lists. And so we looked at two lists in particular and we kind of surveyed and tried to decide, do we agree with the editors? Are they really worth it? We looked at the kind of price breakdown and what you're getting and sizes and whatnot. So we looked at both Allure as well as Elle and their picks. But it was turning into such a long video that I decided we're going to make this more of a series and just check out a couple different lists as we're getting ready for the holiday season. A lot of these advent calendars are already sold out or kind of old news, but I know people are still in the market right now for advent calendars. So we're going to continue looking at several of them. So what we're going to do today is we're going to share another list, and this is just going to be part of my ongoing series, but the list that we're sharing today is from Vogue. And Vogue they've kind of compiled some advent calendars they were looking at, but they have their 8 top favorite ones. I have another list out there too that I really want to get to, and that is from Cosmopolitan. So, but because these videos get so long with so many advent calendars to look at in a little bit of detail, I'm going to probably cover the Cosmopolitan in another video. So that's going to be part 3. So you guys be looking, but today is part 2, just looking at Vogue's list. But Cosmopolitan has 24 items on it, so it's going to get long. It was too long to include in this video. So stay tuned, but today we're just going to cover Vogue. And then guys, for the part 4 video, I'm going to bring you guys a part 4, and what I'm planning to do with that one is, after I have looked at like these, 4 lists overall, I'm going to kind of compile what I think are the best of the best from there and include a few others that might not be on these lists that I've already checked out and that some of you guys have mentioned too previously. And I'm going to bring you guys a best of beauty advent calendars 2024 according to Cher. So not according to Vogue, not according to Allure, not according to Elle, not according to Cosmopolitan. It's going to be according to Cher. So stay tuned for that one, because after we go through everything, I want to just go ahead and decide, okay, what are my faves and why? And then I may be picking up 1 or 2 or 3, depending on the cost and the price points, and doing unboxings finally on the ones that I choose. So I have not picked up any yet. And I know that I'm kind of missing out because a lot of them are selling out. So I may miss out on them, I know. But I wanted to really go through them all first and figure out the best one for me. I've got a couple in mind already, but we'll see. All right, so let's get started. Kicking it off, they first pick for anti-aging skincare. They have La Mer Wonder Express Advent Calendar. This one is $600. My take on this. At first, I thought, wow, look at everything that you get in here. When I saw the picture, it looked like full sizes, but then when I started doing the breakdown, a lot of these sizes are like 30 milliliters, which translates to about an ounce. So clearly most of it is not full size. It's looking like a lot of deluxe sizes, but you are getting the cream of the crop of La Mer. La Mer is very luxury too, so obviously it is going to be expensive. I would expect this to be very pricey, like Dior we talked about before. There was the $825 one. Sisley Paris, I think, was what it was. So some of these higher end ones are definitely going to be pricey, but we're kind of looking at like, what do you get? And do you love La Mer? If you're super into that brand, that's your luxury brand, might be worth it because there's some nice things. However, you're getting mostly deluxe sizes here. I think there's 2 that are going to be full sizes, and that's it. That's going to be the lip balm and the lip polish. But I mean, everything still looks like decent sizes. It's not just like a little tiny sample size. You are getting a generous amount, and when you look at like how much these things cost full size, it's up there. However, when you take the full retail value of the whole thing, you're looking at only $761 as your retail price. So of what this is worth, you know, made up of. So when you really break that down, you're only getting about 160 off or so. On some of these calendars we've looked at, we've had almost as much as like 50% off or like 40% off. So it just, I mean, it's still, you're getting what, $160 off deal here, but compared to some of these others, like the savings isn't quite as much in my opinion, especially for spending a full $600. So I don't feel like it's the best of the best deal, but if you're a ultra La Mer lover, or you're somebody who really wants to go for it this time and try all the La Mer, the mix of products look great. So we'll go through some of those. As I mentioned in my previous video, I wasn't planning to go through like every detail of like, here's all the spoilers of what's in the box. It's kind of like an overview. But I do kind of just touch on like a little bit of what's in there. So you're getting the Essence Foaming Cleanser, the Treatment Lotion, the Regenerating Serum, the Concentrate, the Eye Concentrate, the Lip Polish, the Lip Balm, the Body Cream, the Hand Treatment, the Moisturizing Fresh Cream, the Moisturizing Soft Cream, and Creme de la Mer Cream, which I think is a really big one, guys. And I think this one's a little bit, you know, it's a generous amount. And so overall, it's 12 different products. But like I said, it's not 12 full-size products. All right, next they mentioned for French Bombshell Beauty is the Yves Saint Laurent Beauty of Advent Calendar. By the way, guys, I know I butcher pronunciations, and I did have a snarky comment before about it, to be honest with you. I know I'm terrible at pronunciations. I really do try, but just know, no matter how much I try, I still butcher them. So still going to bring you guys value. I just may not get the pronunciation right always, right? So, and especially when it's French, I really struggle with French for some reason. I don't know why. I, of course, know my YSL. I love YSL, but for some reason, I struggle to say the full words. Yves Saint Laurent, right? Right. Okay. Anyway, so I have not seen YSL's advent calendar yet, so I'm really excited that they mentioned this one because I am a YSL girl. I love me some YSL. So let's check it out. It is supposedly $330. And this one does look like it covers a lot of things I already own, so it probably won't be the one for me. It'll be a lot of repeats again because, like I said, I'm a YSL girl, but you've got some fragrances, Black Opium, Mon Paris, however you say it, Libre, Tuxedo, L'Homme, myself. I own about 4 of those already. You've got a Love Shine in nude lingerie, lipstick. We have a few other lipsticks, the Rouge Couture, the Slim, several lipsticks actually, probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like 5 of varying lines, but all starting with the Rouge, Volupte, Candy Glaze. Then you have some mascaras, their Extreme Lash Clash, their Volume Effect. You've got their Pure Shots Eye Reboot Concentrate, like some skincare, a few serums, Top Secrets moisturizer, oil, serum, or lotion, and a mirror. Okay, so this one is valued around a retail value of about $552. I mean, not terrible, but most of the products in this are not going to be full size either. However, it's a lot of good stuff from them. I think you do actually get a few full sizes though. I think if I'm understanding correctly, you're getting about 4 lipsticks that are full size. I could have that wrong. I know there's at least 3 full size lipsticks in there. So if you like the shades, which a lot of them are in reds, by the way, but reds for the holidays is probably appropriate. That's nice that you're getting that in full sizes, but the rest of it's going to be more deluxe sizes. I would expect that with having so much fragrance in there, your fragrances is where it really adds up. So this is your luxury brand too, but this one's not nearly as expensive as a few other of the luxury ones. And I feel like you're still getting a lot of stuff, but again, not all full sizes. So if you're a YSL girl like me, and these are not repeats for you, I think this is kind of an average so-so one. Like, I think it could be pretty good. I wouldn't put it at the very top because you're not saving a huge amount. But it's kind of in a little bit, I mean, it's still expensive. Don't get me wrong. but it's a little more medium range compared to some of these really expensive ones in the luxury niches. Okay, and then the next one that they pick is for home fragrance. This one is the Glasshouse Fragrances 24 Days of Christmas Advent Calendar. It goes for $300. This one is sold out. Sorry, guys. And it was sold in different places like Macy's and on their site as well, and even a couple other sites, and it's sold out everywhere. So it must be a hot grab. This is actually one I'm not as familiar with. I'll go ahead and give you that disclaimer. But I guess it's a home fragrance. It does look really neat. This one did have a lot of minis though. I don't think these were full sizes, but it was 24 different fragrances, candles, your little like incense stick burners. I forget what those are called. You know, the little stick things that make fragrance. So 24 different ones for a fairly like, for $300, you know, sounds neat. And it looks it looks schwanky. It looks decorative for the holidays and everything. But since I'm not as familiar with the brand itself, I don't know if I can truly give you guys a good feel for like, do I think it was worth it or not? Sounds like it was probably worth it since it's sold out. So, okay, the next one they are calling for a gifty worth splurging on. And they picked the Sisley Paris again. We've already gone through this one in our part 1 video, so I'm probably not going to touch on it as much this time. If you want to know the details on it, go check that part 1 video out. But this one goes for $825. So this is the most expensive one I've heard of so far, I think. Before I felt like it wasn't worth it. It was a lot of minis, deluxe sizes, like tiny stuff, and incredibly expensive, and I didn't feel like the savings overall was great, but you can catch the details on that video. All right, our next one is for the minimalist design lover, they're saying, and that is Typology Advent Calendar 2024. This one goes for $280. Okay, so this is another brand I'm not as familiar with, but it's a French brand, so of course I'm probably saying it wrong. Typology. And it's got a lot of natural ingredients, so kind of a natural like body care type brand, I think. And it's also minimalist, as it suggests, as they said. So you've got a lot of body care type stuff in here. It includes 24 different items, but 15 of those items are actually full size. So not too bad. And then it's retailing for $280. And the total retail value on this is going to be $538. Now they have a comma in between, but I'm assuming they messed up and it's really supposed to be a period. So I don't think it's $534,000. I think it's $534 of retail value. So not terrible, because you're looking at, you're paying almost $300 for it and it's worth like $500 something for it. So I mean, I think it's a pretty good savings, and you're getting 15 full-size products. So honestly, I would kind of agree that this is a good value. But is this something you're into? Like, this is probably not something I'd be that into and excited about. I'm just not as into natural as much. So, but if that is your niche and that is something you love and you love this brand, then I think that it might be worth giving it a shot. So I don't think that's too bad value-wise. All right, the next one they say is for the 90s kid. I'm like, I didn't know Bobbi Brown was like 90s almost. I don't understand. But Bobbi Brown Dazzle and Glow 12 Days of Bestsellers Advent Calendar. And it's going for only $195. I honestly expected a little bit more from Bobbi Brown, because this is luxury as well. But it's only 12 days, so maybe that's it. But it is the bestsellers. I always love it when these advent calendars they feature like their best-selling ones. So like their kind of featured products. And to me, that's what I love to see in an advent calendar, is when they really showcase like their best of best and best-selling items. So I guess maybe the reason why they're saying it's the best of the 90s is that Bobbi Brown is kind of known for like a no makeup type vibe and everything being somewhat versatile, maybe a little minimalist too. And you know, I feel like the 90s are kind of back in makeup. I just did a whole video on like the trends right now, and a lot of it is kind of kicking back to the 90s of the very minimalist on everything, except for we've added a lot of blush now. But anyway, I digress. I'm just trying to think of like why they're calling it the 90s box. But anyway, so this one is going to include 12 pieces. 9 of them are travel size, and then 3 are going to be full sizes, which those are going to include a cream eyeshadow stick in golden bronze, the plumping lip serum in light pink, and an inky black mascara is what they're saying. But the rest are going to be travel sizes. And so this one actually retails for about $299. So you're going to pay about 200 bucks for the value of 300 bucks. So you're going to be saving about $100. So you'd be spending about 2/3 of what you normally would for the cost of these products. So I'd say that for only close to $200, I know that's still a lot, $200. But compared to so many other advent calendars out there, and this is still a somewhat luxury brand with Bobbi Brown, the fact that you're not spending so much, it's only 200 bucks. You're getting 3 full size, but mostly minis in there. But $100 savings just about. So still not too bad. I think, like, you know, if you're interested in doing Bobbi Brown, if you love Bobbi Brown, or if you want to try it, I think it might be somewhat worth it because of the fact that you're going to be able to try it with her bestsellers, and for not a huge price and still enough of a savings in there to make it somewhat worth it. So I probably kind of agree on this one. Is not bad at all. I think that's a pretty good deal if this is what you're interested in. All right, the next one they categorize as for all the Charlotte Tilbury. So that's their little category description. They are choosing the Charlotte's Beauty Treasure Chest of Love, a value of $220. Okay, so I've already gone over this one a couple of times. One, we did talk about it in that first video. Pretty much this one is on everybody's list. I guess everybody just loves Charlotte Tilbury, and I do too. I love Charlotte Tilbury as well. But I also covered an entire video just running through her advent calendar. The reason I focus mostly on hers is because honestly, it was one of the first ones I really saw, and I was thinking I was going to bring you guys a spoilers video on like every advent calendar, and then I forgot how many there are out there, and I was like, there's no way I can possibly cover them all. And also because I love Charlotte Tilbury, and I am a Beauty Stars member, so I have like my own Charlotte Tilbury page and could offer a discount. But anyway, my honest review on it though, after looking at everything, was that while I love Charlotte Tilbury, and it's a fun one if you just really want all her stuff, I didn't see a huge value because it wasn't like a huge savings overall, and it was like mostly minis again. And a lot of it for me was just complete repeat items. So I didn't end up thinking it was like the best choice. But like, I know, you know, for me personally, I have certain favorite brands, and if I just really wanted to go for it, I probably still would. Okay, and then the next one we've also covered already, and they are picking it as for party ready makeup, and that's the Benefit Cosmetics, the Gorgeous Grocer Holiday Calendar, and it is $164 retail value, which is a pretty reasonable price too, as far as advent calendars go. And you're getting a lot of the best of Benefit. So again, since I've already covered it in that part 1 video, I'm not going to touch on it too much, but my overall thoughts on it were that it was a pretty good value because of what you were saving. It is mostly smaller items though. You're not getting a huge amount of full sizes, so that's the downside. But it was like all of their like top sellers and the best preview overall of what Benefit has to offer, I think. So if you were interested particularly in Benefit, I thought it was a good one. All right, then they also have covered another one we've already covered, and this is a personal favorite of mine, and honestly, probably the number one that I'm looking at. Just a spoiler alert that it's probably going to show up in the share video, the shares picks video. And that is the Revolve Beauty Advent Calendar. This is their pick for trending beauty products, and it is a value of $150. So first of all, you've got a much better price than a lot of other ones. You had a huge retail value, and it sampled so many different brands. And that was what I liked about it, was it wasn't all one brand. And I'm kind of looking for that. Like, I like a best of beauty sampling of different things. And it's all like very trendy beauty. A lot of the products I'm interested in trying for a very reasonable price and also savings. But so that's one of my picks, but I'm not going to go into full detail on it again since I've already covered it in that part 1 video. But there are 2 more on their list, and the next one is for the fragrance lover. They have the Jo Malone London Advent Calendar. This one goes for $495. But lots of fragrance picks. Again, like I mentioned before, I think when it comes to fragrance, that's where you really add up. Fragrance gets expensive. So let's take a peek at this one. Okay, so for this one, you know, again, you're going with like a luxury fragrance brand. Some of the candles are up in the $100 range, some of the really full-size candles. So keep that in mind with this. So it is expensive again, but this is an expensive luxury fragrance brand. Okay. So you're getting 25 different fragrances. It's a mix of different things. You're going to get some colognes and scents. You're going to get candles. You're going to get diffusers. Diffusers. That's the word I was looking for earlier with the little straws. I kept wanting to call it incense. It's diffusers. Sometimes just cannot come up with the word that I'm thinking of, you know, and you're going to get some different like bath and body scents. So most of it, though, looks like it's in travel type sizes. You're not getting a whole lot that's full size. I don't know if you're getting anything full size, to be honest with you. But some of them, like they did say, one is in a 30 millimeter, which translates to an ounce. So that's still a small one. But some of their travel size candles retail for like around like $40-ish anyway. So when you add up that you're getting 25, like mostly travel sizes, you know, I'd say it's probably equivalent to, you know, their price points anyway. Now, I can't find out there what the full retail value is on this one, but last year's valued at about $567 for the total retail amount. So almost 600, and you're going to get it for almost 500. I don't know. But then again, when I start doing the math in my head and I'm like, okay, say like each product is worth about $40 travel size, because that's about what a lot of their stuff is worth. And then times 25, that's $1,000. So, but that's just kind of my guess and ballpark. So it could be worth a lot more than that. But if we go on like what the value was last year, that's not really a lot of savings. So I don't know. I think you would just have to be a major Jo Malone lover to find value out of this one. But 25 products is a good amount, but you're not getting a whole lot of, it's the fact that you're not really getting full size, and it's expensive. You're looking at almost $500. All right, and then their last pick is for the skincare obsessed, the Dr. Barbara Sturm Advent Calendar. This one is $560. So this is pretty much all skincare. You're going to be getting face serums. You're going to be getting eye makeup removers, eye creams, face creams, all of that. You're getting 24 products. This one does range in sizes. You're going to get a mix of full-size bottles, of minis, and travel sizes. Now, here's what stands out to me, though. Yes, this is expensive. However, the full retail value is worth $18.63. Wow. So 22 of these products are going to be travel size, and you're going to get one full size of the hyaluronic serum and a full size of the super anti-aging eye serum. Of course, it'd be an eye serum. That's the full size one. So I think Vogue was wrong. I don't think there's many sizes in here. I think it's just all travel sizes and then 2 full sizes. You got to dig a little bit deeper sometimes, guys. But $1,800 value, almost $1,900 value for $560. Okay, I'd say that's a huge savings. You know, you got to love the brand and you got to be willing to pay. That's a hefty price. But if you love Dr. Barbara Sturm, then that is some dang good value, have to say. It's probably not going to be my advent calendar just because it's not like it's not what I'm looking for in a mix of things. I don't just want all skincare. I don't want just that one brand, but it is a very, you know, another luxury, like very high-end brand, a favorite of some celebs like Hailey Bieber, you know. So if you're looking at this, this definitely is giving you a huge value. I mean, you're getting more than 50% off here. You know, you're at almost $600 for this box. So, you know, if you double that amount, like, so I would almost say like 50% off would be like $1,200 retail value. And it's even more than that, like almost $1,900. Like, that's probably the most savings I have seen so far. I don't know. I can't remember. Is the Space NK? That might have been a bigger, I have to go back and look at that. We'll address it in my share video, in my share top picks video. But that's everything on Vogue's favorites list. All right, so hopefully this was helpful to you. Again, it's just going to be a continued series. I think I want to look at Cosmopolitan next, because they have a list of a lot of good ones on there. So we're going to cover that one, and then I think we'll wrap it up after that, and I will probably do another video that's just my favorites. So after looking at all these different lists, what are Cher's top picks for 2024 beauty advent calendars? So you don't want to miss it. You'll want to continue to stay tuned to my little series here as I'm able to bring them to you. Let me know, what are some of your favorite ones you're eyeing. I'd love to hear and add to my list to look at too. I'm trying to go from these compiled lists right now on this part of the series, but in the end, when I put together my final compilation of just overall what I think are the best ones, I'll kind of consider any that might not even be on these lists too. So definitely throw some at me that I may not have mentioned so far. I have seen your comments on the other one, so a few that you guys have thrown out at me. Definitely want to check out Harrods, because I don't see Harrods on any of these lists. So we're going to look at that one, I promise. I see, is it Selfridge? Definitely have my eye on P. Louise for sure. I've been talking about that with you guys a little bit. So there's a few more that are not on any of these lists that I'm eyeing too. I promise you we will cover it. But stay tuned through the series, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Bye.